I like writing music.
Yeah.
I like writing poetry. I like all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
I learned my favorite thing is performing.
What's up, family? We are back. Another episode of the NDC.
So yeah, it's all day.
I am honored and pleased to be sitting here with the rap singer, chain blinger, Marnino. What's good, man?
What's happening, brother?
Thank you so much for being here. What are you working on? How are you feeling? What's going on in your music life right now?
Man, I'm feeling interesting, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna say, I'm feeling good for real. But
Good.
it's an interesting time. The
Yeah,
world's not
yeah.
the same. But the music's going good. I feel like I'm more inspired than any time in my life, right?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really good. What brings you that inspiration, man?
I guess it's the time. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when I think early on when like quarantine was happening and everything, I had so much time, and there's like this. You feel like there's this responsibility to like be an artist, and it's like I gotta make something, and I didn't, and I couldn't, because of that pressure. I'm like, this is the most time I ever had. And then I think I let that pressure go recently, and I've just been like,
And you've been able to create.
yeah, I've just been kind of creating. Like,
Wow.
It's funny because I was telling somebody, I was like, I haven't made something just to make something in a little while. It's always been for a reason.
Yeah.
And it kind of, like, not saying it makes you love it less or anything, but it's a different relationship from how we all started, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know you've been able to create during this time, but does it reflect our socioeconomic times? Does it reflect our political times? Does it reflect what the stuff you're working on? Does it reflect where we are culturally? And
yeah, for me right now, that's not what it is, right?
Yeah.
But I do think at some point in an artist's history that is your responsibility to do it at some point.
Wow.
But I also think that we're people, we got to take care of ourselves. This whole self-care movement is a thing right now.
Yeah.
And for me, I realized like when the Black Lives Matter movement is always happening, but in the thick of it, I realized that like I was going to the protest, I was seeing every post, I was talking about it, and then I was feeling down, bro. Like I was not feeling good because it wasn't something happy. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like and I realized that for me at that point to write a song about something that I've already been talking about, I've already been marching about, I was like, nah, let me like step away and make this like my safe zone. That's that balance. It's like, yes, talk about things sometimes, but also but also don't feel like you have to like every song has to be like, all right, the election, Trump, Biden, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's okay, man, make a love song, it's cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You ever been in love? Just love.
Yeah, it's love.
Wow.
So yeah.
Why are we putting so much pressure on ourselves to never take a nap?
Yeah, bro. That it's funny because that was me. Literally. So I think no matter how hard of a worker you are, like being in that period of quarantine, things slow down for for everybody. You know, it's like you have to stay home. Yeah. And that was a moment when I realized that about myself, because I found myself like, oh man, you know what? I'm gonna be a failure because I didn't do anything today. And then it's like there was nothing to do, bro. Like you're like it's just that simple. There's and like I think being able to be comfortable with that sometimes, and being like, all right, I got time to just go read, I got time I can kick back.
But I think that's the key, the whole, you mentioned just being okay with it, not feeling guilty about
it's okay,
all I did today was read a book.
Bro,
I read a couple chapters, and it's okay. Reading up about you and checking out some of the stuff you do. You are part of a nonprofit as well, so it's not just the musician side of you, the rap singer side of you. It's the nonprofit, which, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, is about music education for kids, actually.
The majority is kids, but it's everybody. What they call me is the program coordinator.
Oh, okay.
But like it's interesting, so it's called Art Prevails Project, right?
Art Prevails.
Yeah, and I'm there in that role, teaching sometimes creating, helping with content and all of those things.
Nice.
Different spaces require different energy. So with like adults, it's always interesting to go into that space and like be a teacher, right? Be the instructor, but also most of the time these people are older than me, right? Most of the time, a lot of times it's not just people who is like, yo, I've never picked up a pen before. You know, they're artists too sometimes, or whatever. So it becomes, for me at least, and like where I'm at, I'll go in there.
It's a little intimidating.
Yeah, it'll be, man, it'll be intimidating. Not only that, but it's like you don't know what level of, like, you don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to come in there and be like, hey, here's a metaphor. What is this dude talking to me about metaphors for? Like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So
you don't want to insult anybody's intelligence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of times for me, it becomes like this dope, like, circle of just like we're sharing, and everybody is just having shared energy and shared creativity, man, and all of those things. You know?
If you think your age exempts you from accountability or hearing wisdom from someone younger than you, you're sorely mistaken. I was corrected by a 10-year-old today regarding facts about Hamilton. Mm-hmm. I was happy to learn from him. So are you growing up, or are you just getting older?
So I was doing this summer camp over Zoom right now, right?
Yeah.
And I decided to show them the Hamilton play that they just put on.
Yeah, it's extremely popular right now.
The idea is that it's supposed to, learning is supposed to be centered on that person. Like, you're the center of the learning experience.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But then also teachers will do this, and I like do it sometimes too, where it's like, even if you don't know, you gotta you pretend a little bit just to earn some respect. So I didn't watch the movie before I showed it to them. I never seen Hamilton before.
Wow. Somebody in the class that you're teaching corrected you.
Yeah. It was in the class.
But like, you were receptive to being corrected.
Yeah. Like, but you know, so like, because I'm human, so it took me a second first, right? Like, because I had to register. Like, he's like, no, actually, that's not really what happened, blah blah blah. And like the first reaction was like, in my head was like, oh man, how I'm gonna flip this.
Right. I gotta clean this up.
I gotta clean this up.
I'm the teacher. I gotta clean this up.
But then like you always like, you gotta think about like that. That's where that post came from. I had to like think about it. I'm like, yo, why am I flipping this? I don't know. And I'm like, yo, you're right. Like I don't know anything about this. Appreciate you, man. And that was it. That was the end of that one.
You're also the front man in our last few minutes. You're the front man of what's the group?
Purple Flux.
Yep.
I like writing music.
Yeah.
I like writing poetry. I like all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
I learned my favorite thing is performing. I could literally just be like, hey, here's somebody else's song, go on stage and do this.
Yeah.
And I would be happy to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it's like being on stage is that moment, that time where I feel like happiest. My name is Marnino. I am a singer-songwriter. Let me bring that back. My name is Marnino. I'm a singer, songwriter, rapper, and poet. You can find me on IG at Marnino_. And if you just Google Marnino, you'll find me. Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. Yeah.
I'm your man, Trey Henderson. Special thanks to the producers of this great indie seed, Context of a Generation. We love y'all so much. Check us out. Again, Trey Henderson at the other Trevon on Instagram and Twitter. We love you. Peace.
So that was the Indie Seat. If you like what you saw and you want to be a partner, or if you want to collaborate with us, even if you're an artist and you want to submit your work, check out our website, contextofageneration.org, or go ahead and submit an email to us at submit@contextofageneration.org. And for all the artists, make sure you put your name, your social media handles, and attach some of your work as well. And for those who are interested in being a partner or collaborating, please email us and we would love to reach back out. Peace. That was the Indie Seat. Thank you.